Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about picking up the trash.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about picking up the trash. So what got me thinking about this particular topic, and what do you mean by trash? Literally trash on the side of the street. Our family lives in a subdivision where we're fortunate not to have an HOA and have an amazing community of people who we know most of our neighbors. We have a Facebook group. We celebrate holidays together. We could call each other up for various things like, hey, can you pick up my my mail? I'm going out of town. Hey, Amazon package is supposed to be due here tomorrow and we're leaving. Can you look out for that for us? Oh, here are the keys to my house. Can you, let the dog out tomorrow at noon because we're not going to be back because we're coming from a doctor's appointment. We are fortunate to have a community of people in our community that do that. But in addition to that, because we don't have an HOA and we have an entrance into our subdivision, we have to man that. And once every quarter, we get together as a community and we clean up the front area. Right now, all the fall leaves have fallen off the trees. We did it last weekend, and we had so many volunteers out there doing it. It took very little time, like less than an hour, to do everything that we wanted to do. We repainted the signs. We are scheduling pressure washing of the brick signage. But because there were so many people, my wife decided to kind of walk down the street, which is probably about an eighth of a mile on the main drag there. And she started picking up trash with my 8-year-old. And my 2-year-old was with her also. And they came back and they had a garbage bag full of trash. And I said, my son after that was like, oh, I'm kind of bored, Dad. There's a lot of trash on the street. I said, go up to the house. My wife had already gone. Go up to the house, ask Mom for 2 more trash bags. And you and I will go take care of this as they take care of the rest. And as we're searching and looking, and mind you, all the fall leaves had come down, so a lot of trash was underneath these fall leaves. And I'll say this: we live close to a railroad track. I don't know what it is about the railroad tracks, but it seems like people like to just throw things out the window when they get close to the tracks. I don't know why, but I mean, cans, bottles, just Burger King stuff, you name it, it was out there. And there was a can of paint out there, a can of stain, and it was half full. And it was just on the side of the road. So we went out there, and he's like, Dad, why are we doing this? And so, well, why do you think? He says, I don't know. It's the right thing to do. I was like, ding, 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 ding. If we don't do it, who will? And it bothered you enough to let Dad know that, hey, there's trash out there, Dad. And we can talk about the problems, or we can solve the problems. This was a simple enough solution that I believe I taught my son through our actions to just, like, we're out here. There's enough people doing what we're doing. You're kind of standing around, you're bored, and that bothers you that people threw out trash. Why? Because we've talked about littering. We've talked about respecting our space. We talked about never, ever, ever throwing something outside a window. We talked about, when we leave the car, what do? We immediately grab our water bottles and if there's fast food stuff or just things in the car, napkins, whatever it may be that we could leave behind, we don't. We take and we bring it in the home and we throw it out. Or if we're walking into a place of business. Most places of business, department stores or Target or Walmart or Costco, all have trash right out front. So it's kind of like, hey, we're pulling in here. Let's not leave trash in our car. Let's put it and dispose of it as soon as we possibly can. So take out the trash. Take it out of your car and put it into a trash bin. If you see trash on the side of the road, I think this is paramount. If you teach your children, if they see something wrong, to fix it, whether they did it or not, I think we would have a better world we live in. We'd have a cleaner world. We would have, look, I don't know jack about parenting. I say it almost every episode, but it just makes sense to me to teach our kids to be proactive, not reactive, to find solutions to challenges. If there's a problem, don't just bring up the problem. Come up with a solution. And the very simple, Dad, there's trash all over the road. All right, let's go get 2 trash bags and let's clean it up. He didn't hesitate. Okay. And we went out there and had all kinds of conversation for about 45 minutes as we filled this. And we talked about, he's like, man, all these glass bottles, if we can make money for picking this up. I said, in other states, they'll give you a nickel. In some states, they give you a dime for every bottle or every can you pick up. He's like, no way. We're in the wrong state. And I said, and he's like, why? And I said, we'll recycle. It's encouraging people to recycle. And then he started counting how much money he would have made to pick up all that trash. And he was like, man, we need to go to those states. And I was like, it's not quite worth it. But it's just fun to do the right thing, teach lessons. And it gave me an opportunity to talk to my son about things that are important. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you in the next episode.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.